Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. We had Deku and Charlie. These two went on a date. Deku, he got dressed up, and Charlie, she got dressed up as well. The two went out, and somebody gave them a very expensive bottle of wine. Deku talked to that person, and they wanted Deku to be their fighter. Join the big leagues and get back to them within 24 hours. And Charlie, yeah, she went to the bathroom. She needed a second to compose herself. A second to try and think. Out of all the relationships she's really had, the two guys she dated before, there was Ron. There was also another guy. And that guy, yeah, things with him were cool. But eventually, things happened. Her and him broke up. Then, a few years later, she met Ron. Ron and her did not mend well. Ron's a control freak. Ron always wants to do something. He always tries to act like he's in charge when really he's more like a manager. He'll order somebody to do it and then sit there with his thumb up his ass watching it happen. Watching what he was supposed to do, or at least do and have people follow him, happen. Ron, he likes to be in charge, but he doesn't like to do anything that involves being in charge. And then there's actually Deku. Deku might be the third time's the charm, and that means quite a bit to her. Deku is her best friend. If anything goes wrong, there's no coming back from it. And Charlie, while she was having that moral conundrum, they came into the bathroom. A very uppity and, well, proper woman, I put that in air quotes, basically told Charlie she doesn't want a call girl eating in the same restaurant as her. Get out with her cheap dress and her cheap heels, and save herself the embarrassment. Now, Charlie threatened this woman. First of all, she was not a working girl. Second of all, if she wants to eat wherever she wants, she'll do that. She'll knock out her fucking tooth if she says another word. And Charlie walked away. The woman pouring wine on her, and then getting her tooth knocked out by Charlie, who beat the fuck out of her. However, unfortunately, she did tear her dress. Now, Deku and Charlie went back to his place, watched a movie, and fell asleep lying there on the couch together. And Charlie was lying on top of Deku's body. Now, Deku currently does go to someone stir. Him going to wake up and move around. Him actually going to bring his hand up and onto his head. As he actually feels Charlie go to someone wake up. Deku going to open his eyes and going to turn. Him going to bring his leg out. As there is with Charlie, she actually is going to someone open her eyes. And Deku, him and her, they do go to someone to look at each other. Him turning his head up as he does see Charlie. And Charlie actually is going to someone to sit up, pushing down on Deku's chest, and going to sit up. Her looking down at Deku. Oh, hey. Hey, Charlie. You sleep good? Yeah, I did. How about you? I'm fine. Deku gonna somewhat sit up. Charlie gonna stand up and actually stretch, commenting on it. You know, they do need to talk. Right. So, I'll make coffee. Deku's just sitting there, and going to turn his head, staring at the wine glass, or the wine bottle, as he's going to look up towards Charlie. Her walking to the kitchen, and going to start the process of making a pot of coffee. Her at least expressing, last night went pretty bad, huh? I guess so, yeah. So, would you be willing to try it again? I don't think they really want to see us at that restaurant anytime soon. Oh, no. Her pressing start, as she's going to turn back around, leaning against the counter in her tank top, and in her pair of shorts, expressing she doesn't mean that place. I mean, maybe another date? Maybe, perhaps. I mean, it might be a bit too soon to say, since the first one was kind of a disaster. Yeah, maybe you're right. But if we do a second date, then how about we actually go somewhere fun? Right, right. So, we're actually going to be calling it a date then? I guess we are. That's interesting. Yeah, yeah. So, um, I don't know how to talk about this with you, Charlie. I don't know either. It just feels strange. Strange is one word for it. But I'm also concerned. Concerned about. They're going to stand up and walk over to Charlie. Him stepping in front of her and telling her. He's concerned about this. Deku bring his hand up and grabbing onto Charlie's hand as Deku just trying to tell her. This, right here. They know each other for years, right? Yeah, I know. So, well, I'm just saying. What if Izuku? Never mind. No, say it. What if right now, I just decided to what? Deku gonna step forwards, and Charlie, she does actually feel Deku invade her personal space. Hmm? Uh, what are you doing, Charlie? Right now, right now. I mean, seriously. If I wanted to, I'd kiss you. That's a bit forward. I know. Okay. So if you're trying to be forward then and mess with me, it's not funny. I wasn't trying to be funny, Charlie. Oh God, you're serious, aren't you? Yeah. Okay. Well, Charlie trying to brush us off. Okay. He must be playing a joke on her, right? No, but last night they're calling it a date, and that date went sour. Okay. They're trying to plan a second date, and okay. Okay. Charlie, just calm down. Okay, Rose. You got this. Just right. Right. This is just Izuku. It's just Izuku. It's not like you haven't done this before. Deku gonna stare at Charlie. Her actually gonna look up at him as her cheeks they actually are turning a little red. Her expressing, if he's gonna kiss her, just do it already. Charlie, I can tell you're flustered. How can you tell that? Her obviously red face. And Deku just gonna tell her. It's simple. Because when she's flustered, Deku gonna bring his hand out to her chin. And whenever his finger does gonna grab onto her chin, he does have to tell her. Her somewhat having her eyes twitch a little. That she does have this nervous little tick. And she does have it as a tell when they play cards. Okay, not funny. Not trying to be. Deku leaning forwards and going to kiss Charlie. Deku, he kissed Charlie very quickly. And then Charlie, she actually went to go bring her head up and kiss him back. And the two, they just started kissing each other. It seemed slow at first, but then they got longer. They got faster. And Deku and Charlie, very quickly, they went from kissing to making out. Now, Charlie and Deku, the two, they kind of forget what's going on for a second. And Deku, whenever him and Charlie do go to pull away from each other, Charlie just to hear the coffee maker somewhat go off, indicating a full pot just got brewed, and Deku does a turn to look down, him staring at the coffee maker, before going to turn and look back up towards Charlie. And Charlie, she doesn't want to have her face red. Deku going to back away, as he does go walk over and open the, well, cabinet, him grabbing 2 cups. And Charlie, she actually doesn't want to sit there thinking about what to do. As Deku, he does go to pour a cup of coffee. And Charlie, she doesn't want to sit there as Deku, he walks over and goes to sit down. Him trying to think about what to do. And Charlie, she does just pour herself a cup of coffee and walk over to sit down at the table. Deku going to turn on the news as him and Charlie do sit there a bit quietly for a second. Yeah, that just happened. Yikes. Okay, so, where do they go from here? Deku and Charlie going to casually sit there. As Deku, he does eventually kill his cup of coffee. Very quickly. And go to look at the time. Sorry? Never mind. So... That happened, yeah. Right. How about an arcade? Are you serious? Okay, listen, man. I don't know how else to change the subject other than an arcade. It was just supposed to be, yeah. Hmm? Yeah, an arcade would sound good. All right. So tell me when you get there. I'll let you know. Right. Right. Afterward, though, how about we go to that one place that does go-karts? Ooh, I do like that one place. But then again, ooh, ooh, we could also go to your favorite ice cream shop. The one across town? Yup. The one that is likes to do the sprinkles on the yup. And has chocolate fudge on the yup. Please. Deku watching her smile. And Deku, he was going to somewhat step forwards, or at least lean forwards, kissing Charlie again, and then going to bring his hand up. Talking about it. Going to somewhat pat her on the arm. Yeah, alright, sounds like a plan. He's gonna start work in a second. He sort of got to shower. And Charlie doesn't even really think about it. Her going to throw it out there. Yeah, sure, how about she joins him? Hmm? Uh, I thought you said something different for a second. Yeah, I'm just gonna go shower. Right, I should probably go home. Her gonna stand up. And Deku and her, they do gonna start their own separate day. Her leaving Deku's place, as Deku, he does go to the shower. Now, Charlie, she does actually at least call somebody to give her a ride. And whenever she goes to call Carly, she goes to pick up Charlie. But she also went to go call Cassie. And the three, yeah, they do go out to, let's just call it lunch. Or, well, brunch. Now, actually, you can drink at brunch, so yeah, brunch. Now, the three currently do go out. And right now, we do actually have Deku. Deku? He does have a lot on his mind. Him going to drive around town and start his job. His first job of the day. He has to deal with some hooligans who have been harassing a shop owner. And Deku, he actually does go to meet up with these kids. Now, Deku does currently stand by the exit of the school, and he's waiting. Okay, so he has a description. He just has to find them and figure out exactly where they're going. So let's see. Obvious targets for bullies. Deku turning his head and looking. That one. Him walking over and bringing his hand down onto the kid's shoulder. Hey kid. Hmm? Sorry, mister. I shouldn't be. Kid, I have a question. Deku bring his hand up and holding up a photo, asking the kid if these guys give him trouble. Hmm? Uh, yeah, they do. Are you a cop? A detective? You can call me a private eye. I'm looking for them. You are? Yeah. Listen, tell me any spots they might hang out at. Anything you know about them. They've done quite a bit, and honestly, they are actually suspected of at least two or three murders. And I want to make sure I can prevent a third, if one does ever happen. You're serious? Um, okay, sir. Go ahead and call me just Mr. Montoya. Mr. Montoya? Yes, that's correct. Okay, Mr. Montoya, it's hard to explain. I know where these guys might be, but what exactly, you know what? I never mind. I'm curious, but I'm also scared. So they the kid is going to explain. He knows that they do have a place. They talked about a clubhouse. He thinks it's behind the gym, maybe. He knows that there's an old abandoned school building out there, so they might have just taken over that place. The campus, they kind of stopped taking care of it for a while, and he thinks it used to be part of the gardening club, probably about a decade ago. And Deku, he does understand. Him making his way there. And Deku, he does gotta do his job. Him scaring the shit out of these kids, and also going to beat the ones who think they got fire in their veins. And Deku just gotta do this 3 or 4 times today. However, we do actually cut over to Charlie. Charlie does not sit there. Her going to sit there and look at her food. Looking down at the steak. It's kinda different from last night. Hmm? Something wrong, Charlie? Nothing. It's just, the date went bad. How bad? Okay, so what do you guys think happened that went wrong? You punched him. No. You fucked him. No. Why do you always assume that? I mean, it happened to one of my old other friends. Who do you hang out with? Of people. Okay, party animal. Anyways, you said something stupid and ran off. Not even close. Okay, you gave him a black eye? No. You puked on him whenever you tried to kiss? No. Okay, so what went wrong? Did you get too drunk and pass out at dinner? No. You ruined your makeup. Ripped your dress? Your heel messed up. No. I got into a fight. You fought him at a restaurant? What? No, not with him. Some lady just poured a drink on me. That's it? Was it an accident? No, it was very intentional. She even threatened me in the bathroom. Oh. Why? I don't know. She was crazy. Okay, that's definitely a new one. Is it? Yeah, gonna have to add that to the books. So, what happened afterwards? Oh, we took the food back to his apartment and watched a movie. That's it? Yeah, I kinda got into a fight. I got that fucking bitch's tooth somewhere. And I also ripped your dress. I'm sorry. That was a gift. I know, but I liked it. We could all go out shopping again and. No. Party pooper. No. I'm not gonna go out shopping with you because You tricked me into trying on 20 different outfits before actually just taking me to the dress. I know, but you looked good in some of them. Yes, I did. Really? Hey, I'm agreeing with you. Don't make me regret it. Fine, fine. I'll admit, there are some things I liked wearing, and some I didn't. But, if we do go out shopping again, could you promise me to deal? You didn't even let me finish. I don't care. You actually want to go shopping, and this will be fun. Another day out. As we do actually have Carly. Carly just should ask. Before they do that though, can they at least like finish? I mean, she kind of almost has this mimosa already killed. Fine, but what else happened that was interesting then? Did you kiss him at all? Not last night. All of them going to freeze. And Charlie, she feels a lot more weirded out. She keeps slipping up, right? I mean, nerves, anxiety. She's losing a bit more of her edge. Or, no, no. Her bring her hand up. And realizing, she's embarrassed. Shit, shit. Okay, okay, make an exit. Definitely make an exit. You kissed him this morning? Her gonna turn. And Mary is gonna bring her hand up, grabbing onto Charlie's shoulder, expressing, up, 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 talk, or shopping. Shopping? I will make you try on a maid outfit. I made out with him this morning. Like, with, yep, tongue and all. All of them starting to laugh. And if that's about it doesn't sound so bad. I mean, compared to what they thought, yeah, it's a hell of a lot more than a kiss, but it's not what Mary thought. And the fact that she already threw that out there, it kind of made this a lot more of a funny thing. Because if she didn't, they'd be a lot more serious about if she regrets doing that, if she anything like that, anything like that. I mean, hey, she regretted it whenever she was drunk, right? So this means this time she meant to do it. Now, Cassie actually is going to point that out. Surely she might want to joke about it or be embarrassed, but she kissed him. She actually kissed him back. So what are they going to do now? Um, try and salvage a date, I guess. You're smiling. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You're still smiling. I'm just in a good mood. And who put you in that good mood? Mr. Smooth Tongue. His tongue wasn't. You know what? I fell for that one. Of course he did. Anyways, so I know there's one good shop, but do you want to do anything with your hair? My hair? Yeah, your hair. It's just sorta crazy. My hair's fine. I combed it this morning. Yeah, but you didn't shower after the wine thing? I did. I showered at his place. Really? Yeah. What's the big deal? Nothing. It's just. I thought. Never mind. It might just be me, but who cares? Okay, so you need to go to this one shop because of what they have. And I know that your hair, you kind of don't care, but you might have some split ends you need to fix. When's the last time you went to a hairdresser? I went to a barber shop not too long ago. Okay, a hairdresser. Never. Okay, we are going somewhere now. As the four, they're going to pay for their lunch and leave. And we do currently have Deku. Deku, he currently does stand in front of a man. as that man does a punch Deku across the face again. Deku staring at him, as the man he does go to pull back his other fist. Deku smashing up his foot again. Him smashing his foot up into the man's crotch, before the man is going to kill over again in pain. And Deku is going to at least bring his hand up and smash the man directly in the face, before the man is going falling backwards, and Deku, he actually is going to bring his hand up, expressing, he really needs to get better on that. Just what the hell do you want? You already know why I'm here. You are a scumbag and a piece of shit. Just fuck off. Deku's moving forwards and going to throw his foot out onto the man's throat. Him pressing down. And the man is going to bring his hands up, grabbing onto Deku's leg. And Deku, the man, he does going to punch Deku in the leg. And Deku, he does deflect damage. Almost 70% of it. Now, Deku does going to inform the man. He does need to tell him, and pressing down a little bit harder. And the man is starting to at least go to stop punching at Deku. Him just holding onto the leg and trying to pull it up as much as he can. And Deku, he actually does go to feel his boost decrease. As the man, he does just take a breath. Deku yelling at him. He's met some pieces of shit. But him, he's the worst kind. Pissing him off, it takes a lot. But him, to think he'd actually do that. He got drunk one night and decided it would be a good idea. He thought that screaming and yelling would help, huh? He wanted to be mad? Well, guess what? Hitting his wife and hurting his son? Yeah. The boy just tried to defend his mother. The boy just tried to protect her from a violent, crazy drunk. Deku pressing down more. And the man, he actually is going to stop somewhat for a second. Him letting go of Deku's leg as Deku keeps pushing down. Before the man, he does start to feel his vision get hazy. And Deku is going to pull his leg up before going to bend down, grabbing the guy and pulling him back up. Him going to turn and throw him. Him smashing against a dumpster. As Deku, he actually steps forwards. Him bringing his hand out and smashing the man across the face before going to throw his fist out into the man's ribs. Him shooting him over and over again and over again. And then Deku, he has to punch him over left, and left. Over and over again. Deku smashing into the side of this guy's body. Just under the ribs. Now, Deku keeps putting on the body shots. And the guy, yeah. After a minute, Deku, he does leave him laying there. Before telling him, he might have done some internal damage. He might want to be careful with what he consumes. Or at least, drinks. Stick to water for right now. And the guy, he does lay there. Deku is stepping forwards. And I'm going to bend down, bringing his hand out and grabbing him by the hair. Before going to whisper into his ear, if he ever gets a phone call from that number again, no. The next time he sees him is going to be at the end of a hospital bed, after he brings some friends. He knows a lot of people who hate scumbags like him. Beating him half to death is an option. He left him able to go to the hospital, call for help, go to the police, and remember, he'll have to tell the full story. Why exactly that man came after him. He's willing to say quite a lot of things. He's a bad guy, but he fights for the good guys. So keep that in mind. And remember, the end of the hospital bed, it's going to look pretty bad. Especially whenever he has to eat and drink out of a straw for the next year and a half. He will make sure it's a year and a half. And the man, he does whimper out in pain. Deku going to throw his head down before going to stand back up and turn and walk away. Before Deku, he does have a lot go through his mind. Him going to bring his hand down and pull out the card. Him going to read it. His chance to be in the big leagues. Hmm, maybe. He still has that money put aside. He still has a lot. So it's definitely something. Right. That don't take his mind. He's curious. He wants to know what the first fight might pay him. And then he'll see about the next. He does gonna make a phone call. And the man, he actually is quite happy to hear from Deku. He was expecting a phone call around 8:30 today, p.m. However, the fact that this is more around, well, lunchtime, he's happy about that. Because that means that Deku, he's actually had time to properly sit down and think about it. As a man should. A big decision in his life. Especially from what he does understand. The guy, he fights for money, but he doesn't have a lot. He does have life insurance money from his parents. At least that's what his investigator told him. So, he does already have a little bit, though he might have already blown through it. But from what he's heard, bank records and statements, the most expensive thing he's bought recently was a new car. But even then, he got a very simple one. One that's just you'd see every day. Not fancy. The fanciest thing he's bought was his fucking bike. Which, unfortunately, someone he knew cut the brakes on. Now, the man, he actually does get to answer his phone. Hello, Mr. Midoriya. I see to it that you may have had time to reconsider my offer. Yes. So, I have a question. Of course. I'm willing to answer it. Exactly how much money will my first fight give me? Well, I could start throwing around some numbers, but I won't. Let me just tell you this. You are a up-and-coming person in the bracket. People, they don't care. Anyone else around you may be more seasoned for the fights I want you to be in. So already enough, you're looking at odds of 10 to 1. You being one, of course. Now let's take that one step further. Let's say you're put against a more seasoned opponent. A fighter who's been around in that ring for years. People won't have odds on you. Now let's say everyone at least has 5 years, if not about a decade, on your own fighting experience. So, you're fighting an opponent, people, they already know. They've seen take down bigger and stronger men. And your opponent, you don't even know his powers. The crowd knows his powers. They know your powers. He doesn't know your powers. You're looking at odds like this. If people think your power is strong enough, you'll win. Your odds automatically double for people voting on you. But if people think that your quirk is bad, thinking that you don't know how to use it, well, you're looking about the odds being at least half that already of 1 to about double your opponent's. The odds of me winning are around 20 and 1. Somewhere around that. People, they might have it be 1 out of 25. So they're not expecting much. I'm expecting your first battle to bring in quite a lot of money. And I will be betting on you, of course. Though, if you are going to be my fighter, you are going to need some proper wheels. And consider that my payment. Deku is going to pull up to his apartment and ask, Payment? Yes, of course. Consider it my gift and your reward. For the phone call, of course. Now, Deku's confused. The man hanging up the phone. As the person he's texting, they do get to tell him. They delivered the vehicle. And a guy just gonna walk up. Him going to hand over a pink slip to Deku, as Deku, he did get to catch the keys. him staring down at them, but we're gonna look up at the car. And he's drooling. Okay, okay. Deku gonna get inside. Him feeling the vintage seats. Before he is gonna bring his hand down onto the gear shifter. Okay. Him bringing his hand up onto the wheel. Nice. Deku gonna turn his head and see a little boxer bobblehead. As he does gonna bring his hand up and flick the head. And right now he does at least go to turn the vehicle on. And well, there's that lovely, lovely sound. The sound of a chariot being pulled by the flaming Pegasus. Now, Deku, he hears a very wonderful sound. And then he goes to rev the engine, and he hears an even better sound. Now, Deku is going to put the car in a gear, and then he does go to take off. And right now, he is thinking about a lot. As we do actually have Charlie. Charlie went out shopping, and then she went back home. As there was where Ron, he started to walk up to her place. Him going to turn his head and see that the garage is open. So Charlie, she must be working on her car. Ron gonna hop the fence and start to make his way there. And Charlie does go to sit there thinking about what to say. Yeah, okay, so she gets it. She's dressing a little different. But that's just it. She thought about dressing a bit more comfortable. Summer's starting and things are looking to be a bit interesting lately. Plus, well, she wanted to work on a tan too, so no, that one's obvious, but just flat out saying it. Nah, okay. Though there is that weird tan already with a swim trunks in. Hey Charlie, her gonna turn her head and drop her rents. Her 10mm falling into the engine bay, never to be seen from again. Now, while that thing is in fucking Narnia, we do actually have Charlie, who does turn her head and look down. Fuck. Ron, what are you doing here? Me? What? Is that a new top? Yeah. Why are you here? Her going to stop leaning against the car. And Ron, whenever she does go to step backwards, does see her entire outfit. I mean, a pair of short shorts and a top like... She looks... When did you start dressing like an actual girl? None of your business. Charlie, that's awesome. It is? Yeah. I mean, listen, I came here to talk to you. What is it, Ron? I don't want to see you again. Leave me alone. I know you already punched Izuku. He told you about that? Yeah. He also told me about how he punched you in the nuts. A lot. Yeah, it wasn't... Anyways. Ugh. Okay, Charlie. Listen. I found your jacket. Your mom's. You did? Yeah, I was hoping to give it back to you, but I was hoping to talk to you too. Listen, I get it. I I fucked up. I'm sorry. You don't get to be sorry. What do you mean? For our entire relationship, you tried to control me. But you're wearing that stuff on your own now. That's not the point. You wanted to try and control me. You wanted to make me dress up just the way you wanted me to. Or the way you wanted me to. Now you're confusing me. Listen. I'm seeing someone new. You are? Are you serious? Yes. And I like this guy. I really do. And I'm not gonna fuck it up. So leave me alone. Charlie, I just wanted to talk to you. Can I have your jacket at my car. Okay? And what? I'll give it back to you. 5 minutes, please. No, I want my jacket. Just 5 minutes. No. 2 minutes. No. 1 minute. Ron, if I give you 1 minute, will you give me back my mom's fucking jacket? Yes. Fine. 1 minute. Starting when that jacket's in my hand. Ron gonna turn, running back over to his car. And we do actually have Deku. Deku, he does go to pull up to the corner. Him turning his head and seeing Ron. Ron going to run out as Deku is going to turn around the corner. Ron turning his head and going to look at the car. Okay, damn, that's cool. Shit, the jacket. Him turning back. Him going to bring his hand out and grab onto it. Him going to turn back around and grab a glance at the, well, cherry red on the car. Now, it does get a shine, and Ron is going to turn back, hop over the fence, and almost get caught on it, and turn and run into the backyard. As Deku, he does go to park the car where it is, and then going to get out. Him closing the door, as he is going to walk over. And there currently is Charlie. Ron is going to hand over the jacket. Here. 59 seconds. What? Okay, Charlie, listen. I'm sorry, okay? I wanted to talk to you and maybe see about resolving a few things. Yes, I was an asshole, but you pushed me away. I pushed you away. Yes, I want to get closer to you and see maybe what you wanted to do. Try a few things out, maybe. You're a pretty girl and I got nervous. I'm sorry, okay? But please, just maybe another chance? I'm begging here. No. Charlie, please, the minute's over. Charlie, that wasn't even... Can I just have more time? No! Ron gonna turn, surprised that she snapped at him that way. And it does make him mad. Him bringing his hand up, and going to grab at her wrist, telling her, he just wants to talk. And there actually is Deku. Deku, he does it a turn. Him staring directly at Ron as he's going to hop over the fence. Him going to walk over to the backyard and see what's going on. And Ron does stand there holding on to Charlie's wrist. And Deku, he does get a whistle. As whenever he does going to do that, Ron is going to turn his head, seeing Deku standing there with his hands up. Hey, Ron. Hey, Izuku. What you doing? Chatting. Him turning back. And Charlie, she's actually going to bring her hand up, smack him across the face. And Ron, after that's going to happen, he does one step backwards. Him looking at Charlie. Before, he actually is going to bring his hand up, pulling the jacket out of her hand. Her still holding onto it. As he does tear it very badly. And whenever that does happen, Deku does going to step forwards. As Charlie does going to bring her hand up. Her grabbing on her Ron angrily, as Ron does actually going to turn. Him throwing his hand out and smacking Charlie across the face. Now, Deku does going to see that. Charlie falling backwards and landing on the ground. Her hitting her head, as Deku, he does get a step forwards. Ron turning to Charlie. And Charlie, Deku bringing his hand out, grabbing onto Ron. And Ron is going to turn. Izuku, Deku bringing his arm and smashing him as hard as he can across the face. And Deku, he breaks Ron's nose, along with Ron having two of his teeth fly to the back of his throat. And Ron is smashing against the garage door. Him going to land against it, as Deku is going to rush forwards. Him grabbing Ron and smashing him into the wall. As Charlie just sit there on the ground for a second. Her turning her head to look at the jacket. The jacket that belonged to her mother. The jacket that, well, she owned. The one she left behind when she ran off on that, whenever she ran off on her father with that junkie. I mean, she was so young at the time, and mommy. She was a little girl crying for her mommy. She never understood quite a bit. Dad told her later, but she already had her own conclusion. Mommy had something important to do, right? This is the only thing she had left. And right now, it's torn, laying in the ground, and she's pissed off. And Deku, he actually going to bring his hands up. Him going to grab Ron. As Ron, he has a black eye, and clearly he never learned. Deku smashed him across the face over and over and over, before Mr. Weaver just come walking out back, and shouts, "What the hell is going on out here?" Him seeing Charlie laying on the ground. As Deku, he actually turn back to Mr. Weaver, and Ron is going to bring his hand up, smashing Deku into the face. As Deku is going to tell Mr. Weaver, with Ron's fist still placed on the side of his face. Nothing much, just a small disagreement. Deku turning back to Ron, and telling him, right? Ron was leaving, going to the hospital, you know, before he does break his other hand. And Ron's confused. As whenever he does bring his hand up, he does talk about it. Deku didn't break, Deku grabbing onto Ron's hand, before going to smash his fist directly upwards into Ron's palm. And Deku, he does actually break two of Ron's fingers, as the bones and cartilage in his hand, they don't feel good anymore. Now, Deku, he does going to tell Ron, he should leave now, head home. And Ron is going to walk away. And Deku is going to turn back to Charlie. And Charlie, she does have tears in her eyes, her holding onto her jacket, as Deku is going to walk over and help Charlie get to her feet. And Mr. Weaver, he's pissed off. That kid never learned. And right now, he actually hurt his daughter. Right. So first things first. Maybe he should go find his gun. Second off, he should probably give his gun to Charlie. That being on his mind. And Mr. Weaver, he does get to walk away. As Deku and Charlie, they do both sit there. And Charlie, she's a bit more sad. And Deku, he does try to cheer her up. And Charlie, she doesn't really have a lot to do or say. There's not a lot right now that can cheer her up. And Deku does just going to do one thing. He goes to bring his hands up, asking Charlie if she'd like to drive his new car. You got a new car? What about your other one? Honestly, I might just sell that one off. Or ask your dad if he might want it. I know his truck, it's good on gas, but wasn't it having something mess up on it? Yeah, but he's a mechanic. He can just fix it. This one isn't broken though. Yeah, sure, whatever, but you got a car? When did you buy another car? I didn't. It was a gift. Though, you might like the sound of the engine. What is it? What do you think it is? Charlie gonna stand and gonna stare at the key. This looks like... Wait. No mechanics. Metal keys? No way. The symbol on it. It can't be. Her running out to the front yard and leaping over the fence. Her going to stare at right there in front of her. It is a classic GT, and it does have a black stripe complementing that red paint. And Charlie, she stares on like she's in a dream. And she does just gonna stare. Deku walking up beside her and telling her, "Yup, he had a similar reaction." I'm gonna turn. As Charlie is gonna turn back, her bring her hands up to her face and holding the keys up. "You can't be serious. You're letting me drive this?" "Yeah." Don't scratch it. I would never scratch this thing in the world. If it was my decision, I'd lock it up in a garage. Your dad did that before, and look what happened. I know, but I don't. Can I be your personal mechanic? If anything that car needs, I need to look out under the hood now. Okay, okay. Honestly, I didn't think that you'd really walking off. Get this excited. And Deku, he does at least let Charlie do her thing for a second. Deku actually seeing what's under the hood of this mechanical Pegasus. Now, Deku, he is actually very impressed. And Charlie, whenever she does get behind the wheel and go to turn the key, she's going to squeal with delight, since she's going to rev the engine and then going to take off. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.